Like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Longstanding rivalry consumes Mets and Braves as season unfolds. With 3 weeks until opening day, the rivalry between the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves remains as hot as the Florida weather. Though the Braves have won 5 straight National League East titles, the longest streak of any current team, they won in 2022, only by winning a 3-game home series the last weekend of the 162-game season. Then they watched as Mets owner Steve Cohen penned a dozen free agents and pushed his payroll to a record 369. According to COD's baseball contracts, that's nearly $100 million more than the crosstown Yankees, who rank second, or significantly more than Atlanta's $233.4 million projected payroll. The COT ranked 7th in the majors and will both pay $43.3 million this season. The Braves, on the other hand, are betting on youth. Our boys are young, but they have experience, said Braves manager Brian Snitker before a play against the Mets in Port St. Lucie. They have had incredible experiences over the past 2 years. Some of these guys have been in Game 7s and won a World Series. They are young, but they are battle-hardened. They are very talented young players who have gained a lot of experience in recent years and are not satisfied. They are all trying to improve and trying to get better. They're a hard-working group who are passionate about their craft, and if you really like that, you will improve. Snitker, 67, is the oldest manager in the National League, a year older than the Mets' Buck Showalter. Only Bruce Bochy, 68, of the Texas Rangers and Dusty Baker, 74, of world champion Houston Astros are older. The Braves, on the other hand, are a ball club with so many kids that they're allowed to start the season at the youngest average age in the league. Michael Harris, too, the reigning National League Rookie of the Year, collapsed last summer at the age of 21. So does Vaughn Grissom, who inherits the shortstop job from Dansby Swanson, who has a 7-year, $177 million free agency deal with the Chicago Cubs. Powered bats are pricing for the smallest player in the league. So does Matt Olson, who begins his second season as the successor to former face of the franchise Freddie Freeman. All of them, along with Venezuelan slugger Ronald Acuna Jr., fellow slugger Austin Riley and Gold Glove catcher Sean Murphy, are on team-friendly, long-term contracts. So did pitcher Spencer Strider, a 2022 rookie who hit 200 strikeouts faster than any pitcher in baseball history. Without Harris, he would have been Rookie of the Year. The Braves are said to be negotiating overtime with left starter Max Fried, an all-star who came second in the Cy Young Award vote, and Kyle Wright, who led the majors with 21 wins. The Mets, on the other hand, need to back Alonso, who hit 40 homers last year, but is eligible for free agency this fall. Scherzer could also leave if he exercises a release clause in his contract. One player sure to stay in Flushing is emergency responder Edwin Diaz, whose 5-year, $102 million contract is the richest ever given for a deal. The Mets will also be counting on infielders Francisco Lindor, Eduardo Escobar and Jeff McNeil for their first batting crown. All, plus Alonso, are among the 11 Mets who left the team for Monday's World Baseball Classic. Also new this year are rules for larger bases, fewer pickoffs, and a pitch clock that causes both pitcher and batter to stick to time limits or gamble penalties. Installing larger bases also shortens the distance between bags, suggesting that the stolen base will be returned as a device for mass production. Acuna, for example, narrowly missed a rare 40-40th season a few years ago and is hoping to get back to that level now that he has fully healed from a cruciate ligament tear. Injuries are always a factor when trying to figure out how teams will end up. New Mets lefty Jose Quintana broke a rib during an exhibition game and could be out for several months, for example. His likely replacement, David Peterson, suffered a less serious toe injury. The whole season could depend on who is the hottest when it comes down to it. In 2022, Atlanta finished 21-10 in September and October, while the Mets went 18-13 at the same stretch. That dashed New York's division title hopes, even though they led the NL East for most of the year. The Braves are hoping to reclaim the world championship they won in 2021, while the Mets are seeking their first since 1986. Since the advent of division play in 1969, every team has won the World Series twice. It is not the kind of division that a team is going to run away with it, Mets outfielder Mark Canha had told the New York Post. Everybody is going to be pretty close on September 1st, and you have to play well on the track. According to Atlanta third base coach Ron Washington, everyone now thinks they have a chance. You can't ignore the Phillies. You can't ignore a team in baseball.